Begged my special needs son's favorite teacher not to move away and she thinks I'm in love with her. My wife got a message from her saying we're running away together. My son Richmond is special needs and goes to a private school that can accommodate for him. But he has one teacher that he really works the best with, Miss Daisy. All of the teachers help educate him of course, but all we hear is Miss Daisy this and Miss Daisy that. There was one day that he loves to mention, when Miss Daisy was teaching his class about the solar system by having kids pretend to be planets, she let him be the sun, which was very exciting to him and really kick-started this adorable interest in space and science. He even says he wants to marry Miss Daisy, which is so sweet, but we know just means he feels safe around her. This is exactly what my wife and I want for my son because he had a really frustrating few years where we were moving him between different schools because we couldn't find one that would be the right fit for him. But when we came to this school and saw how well he was doing with the teachers, he's even had a better time making friends and advocating for his specific needs. But all of that might be ruined now and we'll be back to square one. It all started when the school sent out a mass email that Miss Daisy was moving to the other side of the country at the end of the year, which was right around the corner. This was awful news and my wife and I started panicking. This school is helping him so much but he would be set back so much by losing the one person that he connects the most with at his school. We didn't know what to do, or if there was even anything we could do. How could we tell our son without breaking his heart? It kept weighing on my mind, I was even having nightmares about it. I'm a confrontational person and decided I really just needed to be a man and take matters into my own hands. Boy, if I could go back in time and stop myself, you better believe I would. All the parents have the emails of the teachers in the school, so the only way this could possibly change is to go straight to the source of the problem, Miss Daisy. I wrote her a long email about how much Richmond's life has changed since she has become his teacher and how talented she is. I know she has a degree in special education and it really shows. Anyway, I rambled a little bit, but basically I was begging her to change her mind and not to move away and how much she means to my son. That's all I said. I swear I do not know how it got twisted. I didn't get an email back, so I thought, oh well, it didn't work, but when I went go pick up my son the next day from school and Miss Daisy made a beeline right for me. She grabbed my arm, which I thought was weird but not as weird as what she said next. She whispered in my ear, I didn't email you back because I don't want to make a paper trail, but I feel the same way. I stepped away from her like, excuse me. She really let it all out. She said she has been in love with me ever since she first saw me and thought it was meant to be because she had a connection with my son too. She said the only reason I was going to move away anyway was because I couldn't take being so close but so far away from you, but now that I know how you feel we can be together. I kept stepping away from her like, whoa, that is not what I said at all. I think you're a great teacher, but that's it. She wouldn't let go. She said, I know you're right, we can't talk about it here, there's too many people watching, I'll call you later, lover, and then she tried to kiss me but I ducked away. I picked up my son and ran to the car. I wanted to scream BTCH you're a crazy, but I couldn't in front of my son. I told my wife all about it and showed her the email. She was mad that I sent the email without showing it to her, but she agreed with me that it was a normal SS email. My phone was ringing off the hook that night from a blocked number and my wife and I just kept watching it ring. I guess our plan was to ignore it, but then I hear a gasp from my wife. She reads me the email Miss Daisy just sent her. It said, I know you blocked my number from his phone BTCH and I'm only going to say this once, so listen close you little SLT. Your husband and I have something that you will never have with him and you are not going to get in the way of our happily ever after relationship. Now that I know how he feels about me, I am never going to leave, especially since your son needs me to be happy. We're going to run away together and be a real family and you'll never see any of us again. She called my wife a failure of a mother and a wife. She said that she might as well unalive herself. After a while I just took the phone out of my wife's hand so she wouldn't have to read anymore. We brought it to the school but they still think she's moving away so they won't fire her. I spoke to a lawyer and since she hasn't threatened us we can't get a restraining order. I would do anything to keep my son happy but I might just have to pull him out of the school and start the cycle of pain again. Is there some kind of civil case I can bring against her?